Hey there YouTube, and welcome back to the channel! Today is going to be our standard market watch, meaning in this video we're only going to be going over cards for the standard format for Cardfight Vanguard. Now, as you can see here, yes, I am not Henry, but he is feeling a little bit under the weather today, and I thought it would be a good idea to help him out with the market watch today. So, with that in mind, guys, if you like this style of content, please know that every Wednesday we will be having our premium market watches, and every Thursday will be our standard market watches. However, today is going to be a little mishmashy due to stuff. Also, if you like this style of content and you want to support the channel, please check out our TCG player link in the description down below. Now, today's market watch is going to be a bit interesting, I would say. There are definitely a few buyouts that have been happening in terms of preparation for both client selection as well as overdress. That being said, though, do they directly reflect the V market as a whole? I don't think so, but they're still interesting buyouts nonetheless. So, with that being said, guys, let's jump right into the market watch then, to see which cards are money, which cards are minus, and which cards are plus. So the first card we're going to be going over today is, of course, Dragonic Vanquisher. This as you can see here, there is a low listing currently at $27, with there being only 7 listings on the market. Now, this price is probably going to be holding up for a while, considering there are 21 and 11 listings respectively. So I don't see it going up anytime soon. So overall, do I think that this is a worthwhile investment? Honestly, yes, I do actually. Don't get me wrong. I do think that Vermilion and the Blood are both strong cards respectively, but when it comes to the more superior Narukami build, I still think Vanquisher takes it. This card is still really powerful. The card itself still generates a lot of advantage, as well as being able to pump up the board. It's still an amazing card, and I still think it's going to be the premier deck to play when it comes to Narukami as a whole. Will this do good in terms of overdress? I actually don't think so. This seems very Vanguard-centric focused, and the way I think overdress is going to be folding out into the future, you're probably going to want to be focusing on more rearguard focused cards and the like that. So, yeah. Overall, very interesting. If you have any Dragonic Vanquishers that you're willing to get rid of, I actually think that now would be a very good time to get rid of them. Okay, so the next card we're going to be taking a look at is good old Fantasy Petal Storm Shirayuki. Now, I think the last time that Henry looked this over, it was around $30 on the market. However, as you can see now, it has dropped back in price to around $15. However, do not be fooled, folks. There are only 12 listings of this card on the market, with the lowest listing only being $15, like $16 actually if you consider shipping, and then of course after that it jumps back to around $18 to $20 and then $25, and there's not that many listings to be held. This is still a very powerful card, guys. If you have these, I would actually recommend to hold on to these until the price spikes back up. This is a very powerful card for both the standard format as well as the premium format, as well as the fact that I particularly see this card doing very well in overdress because of the fact that it has this particular skill it has is rearguard centric and guardian circle centric. It's very flexible in the sense of deck building, so it's very good in terms of being able to make necessary plays and being able to blend in with the overdress cards very well. So overall, very, very good card. Don't get rid of them just yet, folks. You're almost there. I would wait till probably these few listings are bought out, and then of course go crazy. Okay, so the next card we're going to be taking a look at is Origin Deity of Heavenly Lights, Uranus. Now, I personally think that this is actually more of the stronger in terms of contentions when it comes to the Genesis build. Now, if it were me speaking personally when it comes to the standard format, of course I still think that Himiko is the superior build. However, Uranus is still a very strong card in the fact that it's able to project multiple force markers, as well as being able to gain advantage quickly in terms of being able to push your opponent very fast. So it's still a very strong contention for a low tier 2 deck when it comes to standard format. Now, currently, as you can see on the listings, there is the lowest listing being $22, $23 when you consider shipping. But if you go down, you can see that there are only 12 listings on the market. After that, of the 22, it becomes 23, projected to a $25 card. After that, highest listing is $37. I don't see it going to $37. Now, do I see this card lasting in long term? Honestly, I actually do. Not so much for the standard format, but this particular card actually has some very, very strong combo plays in terms of the premium format, considering they do not ban Taro. Taro is a very amazing card for the premium format, and this is overall a very strong investment. I know I'm speaking for premium format, seeing this being a standard market watch, however, this is a V standard card, and it's something to keep in mind. Okay, so the next card to talk about is, of course, a card that is near and dear to my heart, and that is, of course, good old Dragonic Overlord, The End. So, lowest price for the VR version of this card goes for $33 at the moment, only being 10 listings on the market, with a projection rate going to $36 per card. Now, I personally do see this as a buyout for this card. However, it is not just the V-Rare version, guys. You can see that what's crazy is that if we look at stuff like the SVR version, $39 per card, 4 listings on the market. This one over here, I believe this was the promo version for Bushi Fest, $32 per this version, 7 listings on the market, projection rates of $70. $100. Like, this is just absolutely insane, guys. Don't get me wrong, I think Overlord is a very strong card, but I don't think it warrants the fact that it needs to be at around $33 at the moment. I mean, Dragonic Overlord the Cross is still probably one of the most blowout cards that blowout decks, I apologize, that you can go against at the moment. So yeah, I mean, it's great, it's strong. I'm happy, don't get me wrong, but I don't see it being worth at least $32. Do I see this card going down in the future? Honestly, yeah, I kind of do. Now, one card that I actually would try to keep in mind, guys, is actually this one over here. Is its evolution, Dragonic Overlord the Cross. Low listings, $7.35, 27 listings on the market. This card here, I actually think is a worthwhile investment personally, just because you want to take a look at the fact that it looks for any card with Overlord in its name. That is a very powerful effect, guys. Anything that allows you to copy an ability makes it worthwhile in a bloated format, meaning the more cards that you're going to have. So, yeah. Dragonic Overlord, The End. Sell it right now. Super worth. Alright, guys, so let me go over a few cards now that I personally think are definitely worth investing into at the moment. So, one of them, of course, is going to be Laurel Knight Cyclus? I apologize if I botched the name. But as you can see here, current low listing is $11 with only 17 listings on the market. Projection rate going to around $18, $19. Now, personally, I think that these types of cards, right, the grade 3 generic searchers are actually very strong. And the fact that they're a triple rare makes them doubly more value. So when it comes to these sorts of cards, especially more popular cards in a larger format, right? So if you want to consider stuff like, I know I keep going back to the premium format, right? But I think that most of these buyouts are becoming because of the premium format. So you want to think of this particular build, right? So you have things like Sanctuary Guard, which are really strong. MLB, which is really strong. Those are just 2 decks alone. I mean, Altmile, if you want to consider stuff in the premium format, right? 3 decks. 3 decks. If we're just talking standard format, though, that all require this card as a 4 of, which is super worth. So currently, I would actually hold on to these cards at $11. I wouldn't get rid of them for $11. I'd actually wait till they get up in value personally. And by the rate they are going, yeah, 29 listings here, so speculative. But at the rate they're going, yeah, definitely. Okay, so another card I want to talk to you guys about when it comes to grade 3 searchers is, of course, this one over here, Lady Battler of the White Dwarf. This is the grade 3 searcher for Link Jokers. Lowest listing currently right now is $11.45. Yes, there are only 22 listings on the market, with a projection rate going currently to $16 to $17. Now, this one for me is particularly interesting, right? I personally think it's a good idea for standard format. You definitely are going to want 4 of this for your Chaos Breaker dragons. However, in terms of investment, I would say it's better to try and sell them now. You're looking at a couple of these listings over here. You see that people have 30 listings, 16 listings, and I don't see these budging anytime soon. Yeah, this one is a sell for me. Definitely. Sell. Okay, so the next grade 3 searcher I want to talk about for you guys here is Dawning Knight Gorbaduke. I think I actually said that right. Holy cow. Anyway, so this card over here currently has the low listing of $6, with there, of course, being a whole bunch of listings, 28 listings, and it's not going to be budging anytime soon. You can see $6, $6, $6, with the high going up to $7.50. Now, do I see this as a worthwhile investment? Honestly, for the long-term game, yes, it is a worthwhile investment. I would hold on to them if you have any copies right now, only for the sheer fact that this particular card goes really well with some very, very powerful cards. You got to think Gurgwit, you have to think Ezel, you have to think Liberators, right? All of them play in a necessary play style that need to be able to search for your grade 3s as fast as you possibly can, this being able to get you there. So with that in mind, I do think it's a worthwhile investment to hold on to these, and probably wait till they're at least maybe $10 to try and sell them. I do see it actually budging too. Not anytime soon, it'd be hard to tell, but you have to think here. Look at all these listings here. 1 listing, 2, 3, 1s, 4s, 9s over here for this 1 listing over here. And then after that, you know, everybody here is holding on to them at 1-ofs, 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 1-ofs. So in that regard, you might want to think about long-term investment. And once those 1-ofs breaks, then it would be a good time to sell. Okay, so the next card I want to talk to you guys about is Flamewind Lion Wonder Ezel. Now, as it stands right now for the standard format, this card isn't as used considering the restrictions that's happened with Gurgwit and I believe Prominence Glare. However, keep in mind that this card still works as a 4-of in premium format considering the restriction is not applicable there. Lowest listing at the current moment, as you can see, is 513. However, this is a heavily played version, so we try to ignore that. Going at the next listing over here, you can see that the next listing is $7.33, and it is going to be going on the rise. $7.33, $8, $8, $8. So as it stands right now, if you have copies of this card in your deck, don't be fooled by the $5 listing. I would actually hold on to it, sell it for $8. If you can, maybe hold on to it for a little longer, possibly $10. It is an amazing card and an amazing investment. Okay, so I know Henry says that he ignores the Bermuda Triangle market, but I actually think it's actually something that we should really take a look at. Now, there are, I mean, you've probably heard this in a few videos already, there is a current drought when it comes to the buying out of Bermuda product, meaning that if you look at the most recent set here, Twinkle Melody, there is a lot of low listings. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, SPs here, very expensive, lots of value there, but the main value you should be getting is from your double rares, your triple rares, your Vanguard rares, but all of them seem to be having very low listings at the moment. Dollars, cents, dollars. However, there are a few cards here that are diamonds in the rough, and I think are worth definitely holding on to. One of them, of course, being this one over here, Happiness Heart Lupina. Now, this card here is a very strong card in terms of both premium and standard, because having the ability to restand is super powerful, along with the fact that it just makes imaginary gifts. Like, that's a super powerful effect, guys. Now, I do see, you know, $3.20, lowest listing, but, you know, you can see that they're going to be getting bought out very soon. Again, you want to be looking at this 1-ofs, but then 19 listings over here, but after that, you know, 4, 4, 8, 4, 1, 1, 3, 1, 4. All of them going higher listings. $5 at the current moment, 22 listings. I do think it's a very powerful card too, and something to consider. So the next card I want to take a look at is Perfect Performance Onge. This card I personally feel like is a card that is currently being slept on. It is an amazing card for its value as well as its potential. In terms of standard format, of course it's lackluster when you consider things that are coming out in the newest clan selection. However, in premium, yes guys, in premium, this card has some amazing combo plays because of the potential of returning cards to hand. Bouncing cards is very strong. Now, if we look at the listings, right, 445, 780, meaning around 550 per card at the current moment, so 23 listings for a $5 card, with it slowly trickling up in value. So this is a card that I see definitely worth holding on to, not selling for a while, but will have some value in the future. And then the last Bermuda Triangle card I want to take a look at here is top Idle Aqua. I definitely think this card is being underlooked. It has such an amazing effect, and there's so much utility you can do with this card. This card works great for standard. It works great for premium. It works great for overdress, probably. I don't know. Look, the fact alone that you can bounce a card and potentially use the effect again is amazing. There are so many combo plays that this card enables. Yes, it's a hard once per turn, but it allows so much combo potential, guys. It works for any style of Bermuda deck, and because of that, it just sees so much play. And it's only 146 per card. Like, that's what's so baffling about it for me. 146 for such an amazing card, guys. I definitely think this card is worth value. Current market price at the moment, there are 38 listings, man. Man, this is just insane. Yeah, top Idle Aqua, guys. Definitely a card to take a look at and potentially invest into. And I know this isn't standard cards, but this is something I'd actually want to take a look at, because personally I am interested in this sort of thing, and I hope you guys are too. And that is, of course, the 10th anniversary shop that is going on currently in the official Bushiroad website. Now, of course, this is Japanese only, so if you do wish to buy any of this product, you would have to consider using forwarded services. I believe when it comes to most product, if you're talking about stuff like EMS and EML shipping, you're probably looking around anywhere between, I think, $15 to $25 per... Well, depending on the item, it's normally around $15 to $25. Just keep that in mind. And then the forwarding services also have additional fees on top of that. So yes, it's expensive, but some of this stuff that they're offering, guys, is absolutely amazing. Of course, if you want to be the big baller, you can, of course, get that good old... was it $100 towel? Absolutely insane. Of course, I see value here, guys, is the 10th anniversary force markers. This is something I definitely think is going to have some amazing value in the future if you can get your hands on some of these. Yeah, of course, it's in Japanese, so it's not going to be official for TCG, but for collector's values, guys, this is going to be absolutely insane. Another thing that I would also want to take a look at for you guys over here is, of course, these amazing slates with the artworks on them. Absolutely beautiful. I believe they're only, was it 1,100? So that's around only $11 per slate. So that's really cool. Now, I personally think that stuff like this is going to have some amazing value when it comes to collections in the future. So, you know, stuff that I can think of off the top of my head, right? MLB is probably going to be really popular. Mordred's probably going to be popular. Luard's going to be insane. Overlord is probably going to be really good. You know, some of these have some amazing art. And of course, keep in mind, guys, that people sometimes like to collect cards, not just for their value, but for their art. So having stuff like this, it would be really, really cool. And, you know, something to consider, of course. All right, guys, that is going to be it for this Market Watch. Overall, as you can see right now, I personally think that the market for standard is not moving at the moment. It's very stagnant, and of course that's going to be without reason because we're getting overdressed. That doesn't mean your cards don't have value, though. They will have value. It will take some time. If people play the formats they like, eventually they're going to not stagnate, but they're going to come to a point where they're going to want to play with certain cards. And because of that, if you hold on to certain cards, they will have value. So, TLDR, cards at the current moment, meh. Holding on to them, yes. Towel, super yes. And with that being said, guys, my name is John. Hope you like this Market Watch, and I will see you next time. Deuces!